everyone, Linda here, the scrapbooking photographer, back today with another video for Ginger's Corner Scraps to Embellishments. So this week we're looking at stamp colour cut. So I'm going to start with some white willow. I have all my scraps that I keep in this folder, so I'll just take out a relatively... Actually, I'm going to take out some smaller pieces because when I cut them, I want them to fit through my little 3-inch cutter mini embossing and cutting machine from Stampin' Up. So I'll find a few of those little pieces if I can. Or ones that can be easily... Oh, that's a good one. There's a few more. I am not really a colourer. I don't do a lot of colouring. But when I do, I like it to be nice and easy. So what I'm going to do today is show you my go-to method for colouring or adding colour to something. And for that purpose, I'm going to use the Wild Ferns set from Stampin' Up. This is a cling stamp set and it also has matching dies. Some of these I have put the stickers on the back of. So we'll just pick out what we're going to use. I think we'll just do the ferns at this stage. And ideally I'd like a block for each stamp I'm going to use on this. So this one will fit on there. We'll put the bigger one on here. And this one hopefully will fit across there. I find these cling stamps to be very good on the detail. We'll come back to the dies when we need them. So this is stamp colour cut. So first off we'll do the stamping, and it's always good to have some sponge behind the cardstock. So we're going to put these on, and using Memento ink from Stampin' Up, which I haven't used before, so I'm hoping it's going to be all right. If we do one of each on each piece of cardstock, then we end up with one piece of white willow that we can put through the die machine rather than having to put the same piece through 3 or 4 times. So we'll pop that one over to dry and then do the same on here if they fit. Don't worry about that too much because we're cutting them out, so it won't matter, it won't come through. But they do tend to pick up the ink, so when you're stamping on your page or anything direct, it pays to check first and just wipe off any excess. Now the stickers on the back really help you be able to see where you're going with them. So that's another one. This is the same size, so we should be able to fit the same combination on. And which one haven't we done? This long skinny one. Right, so that gives us 3. That will do to start with. I'm just going to clean these stamps with a chamois to get the ink off them and then let them dry before I put them back in their container. And we'll start colouring. So my favourite way to colour is using a blending brush and some ink. And we'll start with this one because it's here. I'll take that mat away. And I just tend to come all from one side, darker on one side, lighter on the right. So almost as if the sun's coming down from this angle and highlighting this side a little bit. So a heavier hand to start with, and then lighter on the right hand side. Okay, and the same on this one. Now this one, of course, is up the other way, so we need to turn it around, and that works quite well because you've got the dark side here and you'll have the dark side next to it, so you're not going to accidentally darken a light side. Right, I'll do another one. So we've got these two upside down here. So we'll do this one first. The same thing, because we want them all the same if we're sharing with other people and sending the same thing. And if you had a page, you'd want them to be similar with the light coming from the same side. Turn it around, do the dark side on the left of the plant. So the green around the outside will show up when we cut. So that's quite good because it means that the black isn't the end of ink. And so this one is a little tricky. We just have to be careful not to overrun the light side of the one in the middle. Add more later once it's cut if we need to. And finally, we've got this one. A little bit more room to move here, but when you're using scraps, you get all sorts of different sizes to work with. Turn it around and do this one. Okay, now I've got a little bit more colouring to do later on, so I'll just leave those there. Move those off. Now we'll get our dies and match these up. So this die set comes with all sorts of extra bits in it, and we're going to use that one as well, but let's just match these up. We've got the fern, we've got the long skinny fern, and we've got the fronds there. Now, to go through my mini machine, they need to fit on this plate, so it should be all right. But because I've already stamped and coloured, I'm going to secure these with just a little bit of washi tape because we don't want them moving once we've placed them where we want them. They're pretty easy to line up because you can see, or hopefully they are, we'll see when they come off if I've got it right, but you can see where it kind of fits quite easily. And washi tape is great because it is fairly low tack, so it won't pull it, or it shouldn't pull up the cardstock when it comes off. Right, let's run that one through and see what they come out like. This is such a cool machine. I love it. Right, so we'll take this off now, and you can see that it just comes off really easily. I'll lift this one. We've got to use the dye again on the next one, so I'll just lift it up with the tape on it. And there's our first frond all trimmed. That little bit there comes out of the middle. So you can see it's darker on one side and lighter on the other. So it gives it a little bit of dimension. So we'll use that directly over here and pop him on ready to go with the next one. Take this one off and see what he looks like. And the same thing. So when you put them together, you can see they look like they're meant to be together. And then this one will take him out the back. So there's our 3 ferns. I'll just go ahead and cut these out. You've seen one come off on camera, so I'll do the other 2 and line them up, and we'll have a look, see what we get. There's the last one that I've punched out, cut out, and I can just pop these out of the back, and then I'll remove the washi tape when I put the dyes away shortly. And you can see the shading effect that brush has had. So they all look similar, lighter on the right, darker on the left. Then what I thought I'd do is make a little embellishment box that these can come off. So I'm going to cut out a few of these also in white willow on this piece of scrap. So the fact that we get this die with the ferns as well is really good, I think. It doesn't have a stamp that goes with it, it's merely a shape, and that works really well for what I'm doing here. Right, so we've got 3 of those. Now to make them blend well, I want to do the same sort of thing around the outside and just come around the edge of it with that same ink. So these could also be a monochromatic, couldn't they? In the last video we did monochromatic embellishments and used white. I'll pop a link to that video below in the description box in case you missed it. But that was using the heart shapes. And the next one we've got is making a birthday embellishment, so that will be cool. And it's my birthday at the end of this month, so I'll probably make some that I can use in my own album. So this is giving the recipient the opportunity to choose what they put on this little box, whether they use it as a journaling box or as a header. So I'm thinking I'll just clean this ink up here so we don't get it everywhere. I'm thinking we can just do that and stick them all together down the side, and they all blend in like so. So we'll stick them down. And I have fiddled with the order of them, but I think with this one being bigger and coming around and like that, it sort of makes a bit of a nice curved shape going up to the top, and then this one kind of comes out the side a little bit like that. So there's our embellishment. We've stamped, we've coloured, and we've cut. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Happy crafting!